Suzuki Swift could be called everyone's favorite little car for good reason. It was facelifted during 2021, and if you want a giveaway sign of the facelift model, all you got to see is this chrome bar across the grille, dividing the grille into two parts. That tells you immediately it's the facelift version. This is the GLX top spec version, and you can see that by features like little fog lights down here. You've got daytime running lights. You've got features like that on it. You've also got very, very neat 15-inch mag wheels to make sure and tell you that this is a GLX. But the lines remain the same. The interesting shape of the bonnet over here, what Suzuki call and has become known as the helmet design. You can see the slightly low window line, slightly flatter windows, long and low over here into quite a wide C-pillar with, of course, the hidden door handles up top for the back doors, opening up to show you, for a little car, good space in the back seat. Nothing to complain about over here. A bit dark maybe, all black inside, but it's certainly comfortable, it's certainly neat, and it does provide enough space for 4 passengers very, very comfortably. You come around, of course, to the boot over here. Nice spoiler on top just to make sure you notice it, and pop it open, and you see over here your space saver spare wheel underneath. Let's not say too much about it, but you've got about 300 liters of boot space. Very high load lip, but of course a lot of people say that's better from a safety point of view. We won't worry about that right now either. Of course, GLX means rear park distance control beepers, and you even get a rear camera with this one as well. So those are features that make up GLX. Something else that came in as an option on the facelift is the two-tone with a black roof. It really looks interesting and looks good, doesn't it? The whole range is powered by, of course, Suzuki's 4-cylinder 1.2-litre petrol engine, putting out 61 kilowatts and 113 newton meters of torque. Doesn't sound like that much, but remember, Suzuki are the masters of lightweight construction, which means the power to weight ratio is what really matters. And secondly, you just look at the whole stance of the car, the way it squats down, you know it's going to hug the road, and that makes a difference as well. Let's check it out. On the road, the still 1.2-litre engine, as I said in the beginning, it's the power to weight ratio that makes all the difference. The 5-speed manual gearbox has got a touch of feel to it. It's not just totally click, click, cluck and whatever. It does give you a little bit of feel to it. So it is a car that makes you feel like you're driving, and that's what counts. The road holding, I said, is excellent. It really makes a difference as well. So it's features like that. GLX spec, of course, gives you the nice big screen, and that's the important feature over here, because for younger buyers, millennials, etc., who want Android Auto and Apple Carplay, well, sorry to say, you have to go up to GLX. You can't go GA or GL spec in the Swift, because you won't get the screen, you won't get those features, the connectivity. Just something you've got to accept and live with. But of course, you've got your climate controlled air conditioning, you've got your multifunction steering wheel. Behind the wheel, you've still got the somewhat old-fashioned buttons over here for answering your phone. But old-fashioned, but you know what, they work, and that's what counts. And that's what makes all the difference again. But everything works nicely, everything's effective, and everything just feels like it's in the right place. GLX spec as well gives you, of course, keyless entry and push-button start. You can't see the button, it's there in the far corner, but it does work nicely as well. But just overall, this is one of those cars that has a fun factor to it that is way beyond its pricing, and belies its pricing, and somehow belies its market position. People who know them love them, and I'm not surprised. There are competitors by the dozen. Who knows? It doesn't matter, because it is one of those cars that if you're going to want one, you want one. Simple as that. And you check it out, and obviously it will depend on pricing and things like that. But you've got USBs down there, you've got all the features you want in a car of this sort. That's what really counts. starting off behind the wheel as we always do. The instrumentation is a little bit basic considering this is the GLX model. I would actually like to see something a little bit more special in that center area there, maybe a TFT screen or something like that. But anyway, what I want to show you is, look at that. We've used almost a full tank of fuel and we've averaged 5.3 liters per 100. That's overall for the driving. A lot of urban driving, nice open road cruise to Paris on the weekend. So we did our road trip and look at that consumption. Great stuff, and really typical of a Swift, typical of all Suzuki models, and that's what counts. You press the button over there, which again, I think there should be a button on the steering wheel for this to scroll through various functions. You can see there's still 78 kilometers left in the tank, and there you go, and that's what you can get when you do that through the instrumentation. Of course, now there are a few things. GLX spec gives you the keyless entry and push button start, and then that's the really important button over there. All the Swifts on that last facelift during 2021 got ESP, so there is the skid mode that you can switch out if you really want, but again, why would you and why should you, quite honestly? That's just one of those things. Come over here onto the door. I just want to show you over here. There's where you lock and unlock the doors. There isn't auto locking on pull off. So again, you've just got to keep that in mind and remember that fact, because that is there. Of course, now we come across to the other real function of the GLX and the real main feature of opting for GLX spec as opposed to GA or GL, and that is this nice 7-inch touchscreen over here, which you can see my phone is linked, and of course, very importantly, I haven't connected it, but it has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And to many buyers, that is really important and a crucial feature that they really want on the car. You come down over here, again, GLX gives you climate control air conditioning. In other words, you just swing that and that's where you adjust your temperature. And you can set the ambient temperature in the car that way. You come down below that, there you've got a 12-volt socket, and next to it over there, you've got a USB and an auxiliary. Obviously need the USB for Android Auto in any case. Nice spot over there to store your phone, 2 cup holders. All basic but nice and easy. You come to the 5-speed manual gearbox, which is light, easy, got a little bit of fuel to it, which I do enjoy and do like, and that's what is important to me and makes a difference to me when driving. So the Swift is a nice car to drive. It handles nicely. It's got quite a bit of nice bit of road holding to it. You come across again to the fascia over here. You've got these round air vents. The dash is obviously very plastic, but you've got this sort of metal look trim in the center over here. Very neat, well put together. Swifts generally, I've always found, are well put together, well built, and that also makes a big difference to me. Other than that, there is no real difference between GA, GL, and GLX spec, barring, as I've said to you, the air conditioning, the keyless entry, and the screen. Obviously, also includes a reverse camera as well. Don't forget that. Now, I know it's a small car, but it does feature the reverse camera. Well, you pay 222,900 Rand in GLX spec. You can get an automatic version or an AMT, as Suzuki like to call it. That's a different one. The GA starts at 185, so there is a bit of a price range. You're looking at just on 200,000 for the GL. So that's where you can go with the models, and obviously it's up to you. But if you want Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, you have to go GLX. Keep that fact in mind. Suzuki are giving, of course, that really good 5-year, 200,000 kilometer warranty across their range. They started as a promotional warranty, but it seems to have become a permanent feature of their range. And I think that's a pretty good warranty at this end of the market, can I call it that? So keep that one in mind as well. Always important. Other than that, this car you saw has got the black roof, the two-tone. It is a 5,000 Rand extra as well. But it's up to you if you want that, your choice on that as well. And a feature you can choose. It certainly looks good. It makes the car look even sportier in my book. 2-year, 30,000 kilometer service plan, also part of the deal. This is a crowded market segment, but you know Suzuki's are good value for money and excellent on fuel economy, and that's something that they are renowned for and have their reputation. But you can look at many other competitors at the 200 to 225 range, can I call it that? But the Swift in particular has got its little niche and its fans, that's for sure. And that's shown by having sold well over 5 million Swifts worldwide since they were first launched about 30 years ago. It's not a bad track record, that's for sure. I always enjoy the Swift. Can't help it, it's one of those cars that puts a bit of a smile on your dial, and I think for good reason. You're in the market at this segment, don't ever ignore this one. That's all I can say. For MotorMatters, I'm Eleanor. I'll see you next time.